The only Nina Parikh. Good morning. How are you? Director, Mississippi Film Office. Always good seeing you.
Good morning.
You are staying busy.
We are busy. We are so busy. The summer was, the last time I was here, I think I prepped you for what was coming. So now I can tell you what
Did it all come like you said?
It did. It did.
Before we get into this, could I ask you how the COVID situation has affected everything, schedule and everything else?
Yeah. Well, I think we probably talked about it a couple months ago that with the movies, with any production, they're testing everybody that's working on the movie, sometimes daily, certainly 3 times a week. So they're really on top of testing and making sure people are healthy and safe. And for, I guess, a year, we didn't have any major incidents on film sets.
And then?
Delta, here it is. We did have some incidents, and so there were productions that had to go on hiatus for some time. We had two productions that had to go on hiatus. One is on hiatus, and they're just going to wait until Delta has calmed down, and then they'll come back and finish up the last bit of their
where was
work.
That one?
It was here in the Jackson metro area. And the other one was on hiatus, but they're back up and going in Natchez at this point. But
we talked about that one on the air. So that one's not complete yet.
No.
Tell me a little bit about it.
The one in Natchez is called Rumble Through the Dark, and it's based on the novel The Fighter, written by Michael Ferris Smith, who's from Mississippi. So that's super exciting.
How about that?
Super exciting. So they're back up and running, and we're happy that everybody's healthy, and they're continuing. Of course, they're just trying to be as diligent as possible with their COVID compliance and health and safety procedures. You know, if your lead actor gets sick, everything's down.
Who are some of the people in that? Do we know anybody we recognize?
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart, Bella Thorne, so some very known names.
When people come to the state of Mississippi, do they stay in a hotel for the most part, or do they rent a home or something like that, or is that part of what you do?
It's a combination of things. The vast majority will probably stay in hotels. Then they're going to rent Airbnbs, VRBOs, personal homes. Of course, we have a lot of crew members.
Is that something you guys take care of, the film office? Or
we don't do it directly.
You work with a real estate agent?
We don't. We might find a way to connect the dots.
Gotcha.
But we're not the ones booking it directly.
So many things else going on. Can you give me a little bit of a review? I know we only got you for one segment here, but give me a little bit of a review.
Yeah. So let's see. We finished up, I told you one movie called The Inspection that was here in Jackson. It's on hiatus right now, so they will come back probably in October or November. We had one called Paradise Highway that finished up over the summer. That was the one with Juliette Binoche, the French actress, and Morgan Freeman. So they finished up.
They're through with that one.
They're finished with that, and they finished up in the Delta. So they were partially here in Jackson and then partially in the Delta. We had a short film that was made. I think it's more of a short film to hopefully then get the money to do the feature film, and it was called Son and Charlie, and it's a historical blues story, so that's exciting. My Stolen Life, I think y'all had called about this one. It was a show for, I believe it's for Lifetime, so it's it filmed in Vicksburg, so it was great to have a project over there in Vicksburg.
Was that a Christmas-oriented one? Or
that one is not Christmas-oriented, but I'll get to that one in a second. And then we had Great Escapes also The Great Escape. It's a History Channel series, and Morgan Freeman is the narrator of that. And I believe there are trailers and commercials running for that currently.
Already. Name of it again?
I think it's called, they ended up with The Great Escape.
The Great Escape.
And it's about jailbreaks. And he's the host of that show, and it should be airing on the History Channel soon. So
and how many episodes? Do we know how many episodes?
I think that there maybe 6 or 8 episodes. Yeah. So
is he working enough, Morgan Freeman?
Wow, he's been working nonstop in our state. I don't know what else he's doing.
The guy is absolutely incredible.
I think this is now 4 in a row for him in Mississippi, and we're thrilled to have him in the state. Every community I know is happy to have him there. The crew members and anybody that meets him says he is just a class act.
Do you think it's calming down because of Delta after it seems like it was picking up and then we kind of level off, or is it just a momentary glitch?
We're not leveling off. We I just told you what wrapped. Now I have to tell you what's coming. What's happening?
Let's do it. Here we go. Here's the better part of it.
Yeah, we have one in the Jackson metro area right now. They're getting close to being finished, but it's called Mooty.
Mooty.
Moutee.
M-O-U-T-E?
M-U-T-I.
M-U-T-I.
Kind of a suspense action movie, and Morgan Freeman is in this one.
No.
So I'm sure he's been cited.
Are they using some of the props from Bruce Willis or what?
No, totally different type of story, but he is in it. And Vernon Davis, who is an NFL football player, is also a star in the movie. So he probably has been seen.
Is it an action movie? Or?
It is. It is like a suspense kind of action movie.
Mooty, M-U-T-I.
That's right.
What does that stand for? Is it?
I think it stands for this urban legend in an African urban legend.
Got it. All right.
So that's happening. And then I mentioned Rumble Through the Dark, and that's happening in Natchez. But really exciting one, speaking of Christmas.
I see your eyes lighting up on this one. I think you like it.
Because it's Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. Currently, it's called A Search for Christmas. It may change titles.
That's the working title, A Search for Christmas?
A Search for Christmas, and it's going to start next week in Natchez.
Where?
Natchez. So Natchez is super busy right now. They'll have 2 productions on top of each other.
Who's going to star in there? Do you know?
That's a great question. I don't recall the names right now.
Is it a movie or is it some...
It's for Hallmark.
It's for Hallmark.
It's
a lifetime of the Hallmark channel.
So it'll be out this Christmas. You know, all the people that are jonesing for their Christmas marathon of movies on Hallmark, they can expect one that will be set in Mississippi. A couple years ago, there was one called Christmas in Mississippi.
Well, we had the one on the coast. Was that
That's
it?
the one, Christmas in Mississippi. It's the same
that's
producer.
replayed every year. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting. So if you're in Natchez and you see the Christmas decorations up, you'll know why. They've been amazing.
Do the snow machines come? That's the hardest thing.
They could. I don't know that.
Well, if it's going to be played anytime soon for the next 2 or 3 months, they better bring a big snow machine. When Sam Haskell was on with us a lot, he said one of the incredible things that we learned, and I found it fascinating. He said when they were doing the movies, some of the movies, like when Dolly Parton was doing hers, that for you to have the technicians, the CI guys, put a fake breath in digital, it was $1,000 each. So they had to spend the money wisely in certain close-ups.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, Christmas movie being shot in August. Imagine, they're going to be wearing coats and.
Even if you're using cotton, it's going to stain pretty fast. I mean, it's you're not going to even use artificial snow because.
Well, the good news is they're not faking it. That they're not trying to say that we're in the north. They are saying that they're in Natchez, and so they're going to be realistic.
They can
about,
do without a lot of snow. That's a very, very good point.
Yeah. So Natchez has embraced it, of course, and this production company called Evergreen Films. They have really embraced Natchez. They have reached out on social media to everybody in Natchez to try to get their involvement. There's a big Christmas parade that they're going to put on. So, of course, they want locals involved. They've reached out to businesses, and the actual businesses will be showcased in the film. So it's exciting.
And it all starts when?
They should start about next week.
About next week?
Next week.
If you want more information of that, do you have something on your website?
I believe we do. Well, no, maybe not. Yes, on our website, but also mostly in our social media. Follow our social media.
And the address is?
You can go on Facebook and find the Mississippi Film Office. Also on Instagram, Twitter. We're on all the major social media channels.
I love these get-togethers because that's one of the positive things, and we need that. Nina, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.